The goalkeeper of the indomitable Lions national football team of Cameroon, André Onana, who is also the goalkeeper of Manchester United, has made Captain Ibrahim Traoré. André Onana participated in Bertrand Traoré's foundation event in Burkina Faso, which was launched or celebrated in the southwest central of Burkina Faso, and he was there as a guest of honor. Bertrand Traoré is a member of the national football team of Burkina Faso, known as also Les Étalons, or it means the Stallions. So these two were in the south central part of Burkina Faso on 14th of June, where President Captain Ibrahim Traoré also was present to address the military there, and then the foundation were also together. They have planted trees in Burkina Faso. Here is what Captain Ibrahim Traoré said, addressing the people there, acknowledging the presence of André Onana and also both Bertrand Traoré. Take a listen.
Take a listen at the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, give a message to the Manchester United goalkeeper André Onana, for him to take it to the Europeans, about the reality and real situation in Burkina Faso, so that they may discard the misinformation that they might have probably heard about the Sahel country through the biased media. It is June 14, 2025, and the 37-year-old Burkina leader is recognizing the presence of Onana in the crowd that had gathered at Manga Multipurpose Hall in Burkina's south-central region, to listen to his address and participate in his interaction with the living forces and various actors from the region. This is after the Manchester United goalkeeper, who is a Cameroonian national, and who had traveled to the Sahel country to show solidarity with the Burkina football icon Bertrand Traoré's foundation, having accompanied Captain Ibrahim Traoré to Guiba, where they all participated in the planting of trees that will form a forest designated to contain trees that will be used for traditional medicine purposes.
Camarades, bonjour.
Comrades, good morning. I must admit that it is with great pleasure that we are here this morning for these fruitful discussions, and also to take advantage of giving the continuation of our vision, the current perspectives, so that we can together plot our route, or as they said, stay on this route until the final objective.
Rester sur cet itinéraire jusqu'à l'objectif final.
I would like, first of all, before any remarks, to pay tribute to all our fighting forces who are on the ground. Whether they are the National Armed Forces, the Internal Security Forces, the VDPs, the Togolese, or any person who works so that these forces have information and can progress on the ground, we pay tribute to them, and it is thanks to them that we can meet today in certain forests to plant medicinal weapons as we launched this morning. And it is thanks to them that we can also meet here to be able to commune and exchange on the question of the development of our homeland. We chose the South Central region for the launch of our reforestation campaign, but especially of medicinal plant groves, because in our health systems we are in a reform to take into account our medicinal plants. Comrades, good morning. I must admit that it is with great pleasure that we are here this morning for these fruitful discussions, and also to take advantage of giving the continuation of our vision, the current perspectives, so that we can together plot our route, or as they said, stay on this route until the final objective.
Rester sur cet itinéraire jusqu'à l'objectif final.
I would like, first of all, before any remarks, to pay tribute to all our fighting forces who are on the ground. Whether they are the National Armed Forces, the Internal Security Forces, the VDPs, the Togolese, or any person who works so that these forces have information and can progress on the ground, We pay tribute to them, and it is thanks to them that we can meet today in certain forests to plant medicinal weapons as we launched this morning. And it is thanks to them that we can also meet here to be able to commune and exchange on the question of the development of our homeland. We chose the South Central region for the launch of our reforestation campaign, but especially of medicinal plant groves, because in our health systems we are in a reform to take into account our medicinal plants, which are cultural values that we have had for a long time. Our ancestors treated themselves with these plants. Until today we treat ourselves with plants. We therefore want to develop this aspect so that we have the choice of treating ourselves with plants or with modern medicine or by combining the two. And besides, our researchers are hard at work to allow us to refocus on our plants, and I think they have already discovered many medicines in well-defined dosages from our medicinal plants which contain natural molecules and are good enough to treat many ailments. And manga is also renowned for its traditional medicine. So we chose to be in the region here to do the launch and the activity. We will continue throughout the territory in the different provinces, and we hope in the years to come to have more groves of this kind in all the departments of Burkina Faso, and that all our scientists in the field can also express their talent. I planted a small forest on my small farm, and every day that I leave and I am under the trees, I am very happy. It gives me a pride that we cannot express, so I urge everyone to be able to plant, maintain and see the tree grow. It really makes me happy. There are many grievances that have been brought forward through the discussions right away, but which can be summarized in a few grievances, because the grievances overlap, and I will therefore go point by point, if I can say group point, to explain to you where we are starting from, because it is very important at every moment to be able to exchange and to tell you at what stage we are and where we are starting from. That is also the revolution. The revolution is to communicate and make the people, the popular masses, understand what we are doing and where we are going to continue, and as long as we do not communicate, we cannot understand each other. So there is a need at all times to access the opportunity to be able to communicate. You see that the enemies of the nation do not lack in any case ink or saliva to speak. There is Jinnah that's fighting against Burkina Faso or against the AES, and it goes without saying that we too can communicate as we can, so that the rest of the world understands that what they say from Burkina is not necessarily true. And I would like to acknowledge the presence among us of a gentleman, a Cameroonian international footballer, André Onana. Who wanted to support his brother Bertrand for the activities of his foundation, and who accompanied us this morning on behalf of visiting footballers to the forest for the planting, and who is currently in the room here, and I think that is proof. Thank you. I think this is tangible proof of what we are seeking, our fight for Africa to unite. And as I said, there is no border between Cameroon and Burkina Faso. We are Africans, that is the priority. Being in Europe, they're Africans. Being in Africa, they're Africans. And so there is no reason for us to put barriers between us, and I hope that all Africans can sign, as the example they are giving us. And secondly, it's also a message that he came to convey, because it's certain that being in England, it's not obvious that everyone understands the situation in Burkina, with the imperialist media that are spreading everything. This morning, He was in the forest with us, we did the planting, we traveled together and we're here. So I think that when you return to Manchester, you will make them understand that Burkina is not without fire or 100% safe. As we already know, there's certainly war, but we continue the fight and we will recover the entirety of our territory and secure it. That's the objective. So thank you again to all these ambassadors who are spreading the message that Burkina is still standing. Let's talk.
So yeah, as you have heard him, this is what he said in front of, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, addressing those people in which were their own Burkina Faso's national team player, football player, Bertrand Traoré, and who accompanied him, André Onana, the Cameroonian goalkeeper, and Manchester United's goalkeeper, were present. Now, just to say a little about, Captain Ibrahim Traoré gave him also, beside acknowledgement, gave André Onana a mission that for him to go and, talk about Burkina Faso, as opposed to what the mainstream media is telling there to the Westerners, as they say, it's always war. Well, Captain Ibrahim Traoré did not deny that there is war in Burkina Faso, but what he's saying is we are fighting, but it's not all negative stories. It's we are here doing things and struggling and fighting for their economic independence. Now, I want to tell you just a bit about this, what André Onana himself said. Now, while visiting Burkina Faso as part of the charity days organized by the Bertrand Traoré Foundation, the Cameroonian international goalkeeper and Manchester United player André Onana did not hide his enthusiasm and admiration for the country and the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. So I quote, this is what he said, I quote, "Regularly following the news, I have been motivated to come to Burkina, firstly because of my affinity with Bertrand Traoré, but also because of everything that is currently being said about Burkina Faso," quote close. That's what he said, André Onana. Of course, he's referring what is internationally said about the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Now, echoing the figure of the president of the Progressive People's Revolution, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Onana delivered a powerful testimony. I quote, "Unfortunately, my generation did not have the chance to know Captain Thomas Sankara, but we will tell our children tomorrow that we knew." This just brings tears to my eyes, that we knew Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This is something special. And so he said he's very grateful to Bertrand Traoré. So he said he's very grateful to Bertrand Traoré for the invitation. For the invitation by Bertrand Traoré to attend his foundation event in Burkina Faso. And then I quote, André Onana said also, "I can only say thank you to Bertrand for asking me to come." So I told him that, he said, however long it takes, I will stay in Burkina for as long as possible. So in the words of André Onana, not only salutes the humanitarian commitment of Bertrand Traoré Foundation, but also testifies to the radiance of Burkina Faso and the leadership embodied by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, many young Africans. So this is really, this is what I always say, then what is the point of us talking about Burkina Faso if we are not Burkina Faso and its leadership, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, if we are not able to pass that knowledge, that information to our children, it could be to our siblings, it could be to our nieces, nephew, family, anywhere, this is our duty. It should be our collective duty to pass this information down to the generation. Yes, as he said, probably we are at his same, like this footballer's age, or maybe, I don't know, older, but the thing is that we are in the same generation, and we should take up or pick up that duty of teaching our children, the next generation, that going to build Africa, that they don't have to struggle, to read or look for the history, that they have people that tells them exactly what was happening and what happened and what is about to happen. Please, people, take this as your homework, as your assignment. Wherever you are, please pass down this information. Tell them that there's a great leader that existed. It's not just history, that Africa had the kingdoms and the kingdoms, that we have at this time such a leadership or such a leader that is really living to that standard of Pan-African leaders that we have read via history or books, or I don't know, seen documentaries. And please take this seriously. If we teach the youth, if we teach the children, then in the next 2 decades, Africa do not need people like me or others talking about on their platform. They will be a very well-equipped children, well-equipped generation that knows their history, that have connection to their root. Otherwise, we will have just an African children, whether it's be it at home in the continent or in the diaspora, who do not know anything about what's happening, because it's not, this kind of things are not part of our academic system, okay? Neither in the diaspora. I mean, they're just bombarded with all European history and other Westerners' history. So this is really what touched me about André Onana. And Bertrand Traoré, by the way, he is also a player of Ajax, the national team. And I want to tell you one thing. That's where I live, in the Netherlands. And my son always, because they are both in football, and the younger one, he always asks me, like, Mommy, Ami, is Bertrand Traoré, because he's an Ajax fan, very much Ajax fan, and he always says, and he hears me always talking about Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and he asks, is Bertrand Traoré a family of Captain Ibrahim Traoré? And that was really when I discovered this last night. I was like, okay, so he was the first person that I told, look, Bertrand Traoré was with André Onana in Burkina Faso, because André Onana used to be also the goalkeeper of Ajax. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and let us know in the comment section, what do you think of our footballers? I mean, I really appreciate that level of political insight from André Onana, I have to say. Okay, this is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Yeah, this is André Onana. This is both Bertrand Traoré and André Onana. Well done. And you can Google Bertrand Traoré's foundation on a website, and maybe that way you can participate, for those of you who are asking how to participate in what's happening in Burkina Faso. Yeah, a quick shout out to my brother Osie Ekwam and Mohammed Musa Ali, and to all of you who are watching here, let me just read it. Your commitment to Black liberation is second to none. Mr. Onana, okay, I read it as Onana knows what it is to be bonded. He knows the current situation of his homeland. Definitely, Cameroon is bound up into debt and able to break out of the French Strait. I'll tell you, there was this tweet that I was reading, and one of the commentators there he said, I would keep Onana solely for his level of political insight. So one of them also said it's a very, very actually important message. One of the comments said here, the idea is for Traoré, meaning Captain Ibrahim Traoré, to live long enough for his children to know him personally and to raise many Traorés throughout the continent. With that comment, so man is telling us. So our also another collective duty is that to protect Captain Ibrahim Traoré with all what we have got, so that we have really the history, that we are going to tell at present to our children, which is history in the making, is not that, oh, Captain Ibrahim Traoré was a leader for a couple of years and he died. Okay, it shouldn't be that. So we also have to, the idea should be to protect him to live longer, because as we know, the enemy is not sleeping. Every now and then there are an assassination attempt against Ibrahim Traoré. So that should be our duty, so that he live longer for his own children and for him to raise many Traorés in Burkina Faso and in Africa as well. And that was really, really an interesting thing. So another one also suggested about, this is also a message, for André Onana, who is from Cameroon. Look, somebody says, actually this man should be Daniel Yamau. He said, he is indirectly sending a powerful message to the puppet caretaker controlling his country, Cameroon. He's referring to Paul Biya. They are all not happy with how things are going on in there. It is just that they can't openly protest due to the work they do as footballers. So he's saying not only he's giving this mission to André Onana to go and to talk about it in the West, but also for his own country where people are not happy. Paul Biya is a 92 years old man with his under caretaker, and he cannot even, govern the country. So I found that very interesting. But well, thank you very much again. It's taking long. Please, people, take and share this video. This one was really very personal to me, and my son is already talking about, he's 11 years old. He's talking about sending a message to Bertrand Traoré, because my children also do the same thing, having trying to do a football project in Ethiopia. And yeah, thank you very much. Really, I'm so excited to read this. Hopefully André Onana and Bertrand Traoré set that example for others African footballers, to take part. It's okay to take part in what's happening politically, in their homeland or generally in Africa. Thanks again, and have a great day. And share this video. Please go ahead and support our channel also through our PayPal. You can find it in the description section. It's a bye-bye for me for now, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.